All right, it looks like we are live and ready to go. Got the green light from YouTube. Welcome everyone to, what day is today? Is it today Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. Wait. Oh man, today is Thursday. This week is flying by. Okay, so yesterday we went overnight with SCOR, and we're going to be looking at that one in a little second, right? It's holding its highs very nicely. Big market cap, well, big for what we trade, about 200 million. The float's pretty nice, about 50 million, and we're trading about 10% or maybe closer to 20% of that daily volume. So not too bad. It's not overall too risky of a position. So let me throw out the chart up, and then we can dive into it a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, here you can see. So okay, yeah, their market cap obviously is a bit more than it was. Mainly, wait a second. Almost did this again. Boom, let me quickly switch my screen. Sorry about that, guys. Boom, okay, here you see it now. And I'm working on a way to zoom in on this stuff. I know I've heard several times that it would be nice if I could zoom in on certain stuff. I'm using XSplit, and there's really no specific way I could just zoom in from what I've tried. There is ways I can kind of move things around, but it's a little bit inconvenient because then, at one point during the stream, something will be hanging off. So maybe there's something I could set up for that and kind of have some presets going. Other than that, it's a little tricky. So SCOR, 277 million market cap since we had this big rally yesterday. And yeah, we are overnight in this position. So let me quickly zoom in a little bit. We bought right here at 3.95 when we were holding this high a little bit right here. I was expecting a little bit more of an afternoon rally, but we didn't really get that. At about $4, we have some major resistance. So let's see if we can crack above that today. I usually don't hold overnight. It's not really something I do much. It is something I want to be looking into more, mainly because it doesn't take any of my pattern day trader trades, pattern day PDT trades. So that's a huge plus. But overall, I mean, I really like that, trading the morning the morning open and being really kind of quick in and out of the market. So that's really more my style. But the occasional, overnight is always really interesting as well. So the reason we got into this one is it's a bit more of a steady stock in terms of the general size of it, how much it's trading, the float, and all that. It's forming somewhat of a gun pattern. So what a gun pattern is you have the kind of the handle where you hold the gun, and then you have the where you put your finger, the trigger, I guess, loop, and then you have the barrel kind of going forward. That's a fairly bearish pattern. Bullish pattern, and that's one of the reasons we got into it as well. So there's a few stars aligning for this pattern, and ultimately that was the decision, all that combined was a big reason I got into this trade. Now, granted, this is a very small position size. It's about 40%, 30 to 40% less than usually. We're only trading $700 on this one, and the rest of the next 6 weeks we're going to be trading with tiny position sizes just to kind of practice our strategy a little bit more, make sure our foundation is ready so next year we can really kick it off and dive into the $25,000 challenge. So yeah, right now it's really just kind of focusing about consistency. So, a small position, I won't, that way I'm not really emotional. Even let's say if this was a complete catastrophe and we lost, 20% or 30%, it wouldn't even really be that bad. I would have to check, but we would still be up on the month. So yeah, not too bad. Some other things I'm looking at right now, let's see, CLVS. This one I really missed yesterday. So CLVS broke the highs at $6, and I completely just did not get on board with it. And I just realized my microphone was super far away. Good morning, Angel. Nice to have you in the chat. I just noticed my micro. Okay, you guys probably hear me much better now. Yeah, so CLVS kind of ran away from us a little bit. I was watching it, at the corner of my eye most of the day, and right here at this $6 level, you can see we were rejected here, we were rejected here, and then we came up to it, we were rejected here. bounced off of this general support zone in this area and then just really rallied past the $6 zone. And you know, kind of unfortunate that this one got away, because I remember watching the breakout. Let me quickly zoom in on it a little bit. So this was yesterday, and right around, oh, I gotta really zoom in on it. Let me pull back. This is the 1 minute chart we are on right now, and this is the $6. So we broke out of it really, really nicely in this area, and I was like, oh man, okay, well, I kind of missed that $6 breakout. And you know, this pullback right here, which was pretty slow, this could have been a really good entry at 6.2. Big support here. We had a former high in this area right below the VWAP. I usually love these kind of entries, but we missed this one again. And then if you zoom in a little bit more, again, before the $6 breakout, right here, we broke out from it, and then we had a pullback again back to VWAP for a little 2% bounce. And then we went under it a little bit, but this was more of a fake out. So once we started holding the highs in this area, this probably would have been a really nice entry. So let me just go ahead and kind of identify this. We were forming somewhat of a descending triangle, and kind of forming, you know, we hit this support zone at 5.9 multiple times, 1, 2, 3. So when we saw a breakout in this area, this would have been a really good time to get into it. You know, you could have been a little bit more aggressive and try to get in around the 5.9, but you ultimately don't know if this area is going to hold. But I think an entry at 5.92, something like that, would be, you know, pretty interesting as well. It's probably something that I would have done, you know, if I get more aggressive in the mornings. But that's something that I could see myself doing. And then we have this breakout here. Again, I'm not a really good breakout trader, but you know, a clear breakout from this descending triangle, and then we really just continue the rally up, and this was a pretty nice breakout. I mean, this was, you know, a double-digit breakout, so this could have been pretty nice trades. There's just many times to trade this, and we didn't really take advantage of them yesterday. ALPP, it's going back to the 5 minute and the daily chart, having a bit of a sell-off. I don't think we're going to be trading this one. I do want to keep it on the radar. Not too much dollar volume, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kind of interesting, but I think, you know, this thing could easily just continue its dip to the downside. Let's see what else we were talking about. NSYS also crashed really intensely yesterday. And now it's dipping even further in the aftermarket. So right now it's about 3.9. It even went further down, 3.8. So that's just right around here. So yeah, pretty big dips to the downside. Let's see what we can get. Maybe we can get an entry on this one. It does have really nice dollar volume, so I do like that. Go identify some of these key support areas. I think this 3.5 is a really interesting area, and if we drop below, I think, you know, we might look into getting into this one. Let me go ahead and right click this area, and I'm going to say create an alert. Below, create. And you know what I'm going to go ahead and do already is I'm going to put a limit order out so I'm ready for it. Let's see if we have what our trades look like. So we are actually fully ready to trade. Both of our accounts are locked and loaded. Oh, that actually reminds me, I need to clean out the Webull account, because Webull we will no longer be using. Webull. And I'll probably go ahead and transfer those funds into TD. I think hasn't really been fully decided, but I think that's what we're going to do. Webull, transfer funds. Okay, let me go ahead and put a limit order here. Now, a bounce off the 3.5 could be a nice, you know, it could be a very quick, you know, 5-10% bounce. So this could be really interesting. Let me just go ahead and click the buy. Put 300 shares and good till close. We'll have this one on our normal account for now. and let's go ahead and click send. So that's 2 trades in our individual account. And let's see what else we got. We have FCEL. Honestly, FCEL, we were watching it all yesterday, right? I mean, just constantly we were watching this one. And I don't know what it was. I couldn't get myself to buy it on any of these pullbacks. We had one of these descending triangles again. Broke out of it, pretty weak though, but still, you know, there's just so many buying opportunities on this one. It was just constantly breaking higher. I remember at 0.79 in this area, I was just thinking to myself, oh man, it's just completely going to get rejected, and it goes higher, goes higher, goes higher. It basically just went higher all day and was just kind of laughing at me, which is fine. I didn't really want to buy it. I didn't even really want to trade yesterday. I was kind of feeling a little sick, just kind of not 100%. We already had 2 good days before it. I felt like if I traded yesterday, I would have done something really just not smart. So actually we did trade yesterday. We went overnight, didn't we? But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling this. I don't really trade breakouts that well. And then this whole thing just kind of slipped through our fingers all day. Yeah, so it is what it is. But today, you know, it looks like there might be some sort of morning panic. It's also approaching on the daily. It hit this 0.9 or kind of, yeah, 0.9 area, 0.92, 0.93, major resistance. So it's getting a little rejected off of that. This is actually quite a nice channel it's in. Let me just go ahead and I identify this channel just a little bit. This could be a great entry at 0.75. Fairly big float also. I'm quite surprised that this thing is moving. Actually, let me check the float. FCEL. 1 second. FCEL is here. The float, yeah, that's what I do remember. The float was ridiculous. 181. A big float. It's really, really. I don't know. I wouldn't really be expecting that. To be moving the way it's doing. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and place a little limit order here at 0.75. I think this could be pretty interesting. Also, later today, we are coming out with a video about dollar volume, how to add it to your TD Ameritrade, what it is, and why I use it. So if you have not subscribed and hit that bell icon, definitely go ahead and do that so you'll be notified when that comes out. And yeah, just stay tuned. I think it's going to be a good little fun video. It's also going to be a little shorter of a video. I know sometimes my videos are a little long, but you know, I try to keep them as short as possible, but somehow there's too much information to include in each video. So I'm trying to figure out a way to keep my videos a bit more focused. So say day, good, confirm send. Make this one just a little bit. Now this could really dip down heavy in my opinion, pretty fast. So I'm trying to be a bit more cautious here. Whoa, I don't know what that was. It was because we were using channel. And let me actually switch my light again. For some reason, that more natural light, even though it should be more natural, it doesn't really feel natural, and it really kind of affects my vision. It just kind of gets in my face a little bit. Okay. Good to go ahead and confirm. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so basically waiting for a little bit back of a pullback on this one. Let me quickly check. So we got two and a half minutes till the market opens. go ahead and click send. Okay, so we have a few trades now ready to go. Let's quickly just review them. And FCL kicking up. So this 180 tick moving average was just a big bounce zone. Whew, really bouncing pre-market, really heavy. SCOR, our overnight trade, isn't really doing any moving. We got another minute 30 till the market opens. Let me quickly close the door. I'll be right back. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. Ooh, that was really loud. Just gonna put my limit order ready to go to see what happens. No pre-market activity on that one. We're dipping a little bit. I didn't really want this to go below 85, so let's see what happens. 83 is kind of low 80s, I would say, is where I'm looking for a potential exit. Down 27 right now. Let's see if we get that bounce. Pretty big volume spike to the downside here. Check out that volume. Okay, now we're down 76. All right, I'm gonna look to get out of this trade. 74, 73, 75. Let's see what kind of bounce we're gonna get, if we're gonna get one at all. A lot of buyers in this one, but you know, opening very weak. So it's good we took a small position. This is kind of what I was really looking for. Just a good learning experience from this one. Let's see what kind of bounce we're going to get. It's definitely making it a little hard to watch the market in terms of other plays, other potential plays. I'm getting a little bit of a bounce right now. Let's see what happens. I would like this bounce to be pretty aggressive, to be honest with you, or else I think I'm going to be getting out of this one real quick. Let's go to the tick, see what kind of activity. Tick's not too helpful. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Still at 76. We had that little short-lived rally, but it didn't really do much. Very good, very good. FCEL was crazy. Nice trade. That's what it's all about. Just check it out. Yeah, FCEL broke to those new highs, huh? Great trade. Going to the 8s. Let's see if this holds. If this holds, I think SCOR, there's a good chance that it could break above 4 today. So let's see what happens. Definitely held it a bit longer than I would like to usually. That was a pretty aggressive bounce. So that would have been a much better, again, not overnight trade, but a morning trade. It's like 86 is point of concern. Going back to 85. $87, $88. I'm just going to put this here so I'm ready to get out of the trade. And I think I'm going to do it right here at 87. Clear out of this one. might have just been a moment too late on that. Yeah, it looks like I just missed that exit right by a few seconds, but let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get a little bounce here above by VWAP and, you know, continue a rally to the upside, or not. You know, this thing could definitely sell off. I actually think the price is holding pretty well. Yeah, we had this morning panic, but huge amount of buyers coming in. I think there's a good chance we'll have a continuation. If we don't have that continuation in a few moments, I'm going to get out of this position. So if we go under 79 again, I basically just am moving this order around so I have it ready to drop when I want to get out. Looking for a little continuation. So this could be the break to the upside here. Looks like we're getting a break. I'm just going to move my order again. We really need to break this $4 area. That's really the critical spot on this one. If we can break the $4, this could really potentially rally for a little bit. So it had that morning panic. Buyers came in, bought the panic. So what are we going to see now? Most things we're watching today are up. That was a pretty big sell order that just came in. Buyers coming in. It's a little undecided in this $4 area. I'm just going to quickly move our limit order out of the way just in case we get a quick spike, because I would like to see a rally in this area. We're trying for it, getting rejected again at 4. We had a few buyers, not enough. There's just a lot of resistance at this $4 area, and there could just be too much resistance. So if we don't break it this time, I'll probably be getting out really soon for a small loss. Otherwise, I'm going to sell into strength. Those are kind of my two options at this point. Either way, it's a tiny position, so it doesn't necessarily matter. It definitely helps trading with tiny positions. You're way less emotional, and you're kind of calm and collected no matter what happens. So, you know, we could take everything just as a learning experience. Holding overnight, I think the only good thing about that overnight is the fact that we didn't lose a trade. Other than that, you know, it would have been much better buying a morning panic. Much better buying a morning panic. we'd be up around 10% already. So, you know, that's something I learned. Really trying hard to break this 4. Constant buyers coming in, but selling pressure keeps coming in as well. Buyers got 4. 4.1. Here we go. This could be a break to the upside. Here we go. I took a lot of risk in this position, way more risk than I probably should ever take. I think we went down almost 8% at one point. I usually try to get out around 3-4%. I knew that was going to happen. Like there's a high chance of that, you know, happening. I'll move my order down a little bit. Let's see what 4 does. 4 is going to hold or maybe not. I'm looking for a break past 410 and then sell at this former top. And then if that could be a good trade for a secondary breakout. It's kind of hard to take profits slowly with such a small position, but that would also be an option. So basically take some profits at 416 if we see that area, and then, you know, let the rest ride out. There's definitely a lot of buyers here. They keep holding up the dips. 4 seems to be a support area now. Here we go. This could be the run at 4.05. We could have a little run here. 4.06, 4.4. All quiet on the Eastern front. On the NASDAQ front. $4.06. That's the spot to break. It looks like we might break past the high of the day. 08 is really close. Here we go, 09, and we are super close to this potential exit here. 09, 11. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. A lot of sellers in this area. We're seeing definitely some weakness. Move my limit order down just a tad bit. This 10 area seems to be quite the restriction. I might just sell into the ask. All right, we are out at 4.09. Probably a little too fast of an exit, but overall, I think our general entry was just that overnight. That overnight was a little. I didn't lose an ounce of sleep over it, though. Let me just say that. I didn't lose 1 second of sleep. I did actually have some issues sleeping yesterday, but that's because I was just kind of feeling weird. But I wasn't thinking about the SCOR. I was just... okay, here we go. Here's the break past 10. So yeah, got out too fast, but you know, whatever. I think this was like a 4% profit. We just had obviously tiny position size. If you guys haven't hit that like button, don't forget to do so. It's a great opportunity for it. You know, we just got out of a trade. Let's take a deep breath. And let's see if there's another trade after we hit the like button. All right. What's good? What's good in the hood? Let's see what's next. Maybe nothing's next. Keep that in mind. We never have to trade. So it looks like it was a good thing that I got out at 4.09. Looks like there's some selling pressure. Angel, again, awesome trade that you made this morning. I wanted to check it out a little bit, but I just I didn't want to take my eyes off SCOR. Quite the gap up, huh? This. How come I didn't overnight FCEL? You know, that's the real question. We would have, then I probably would have lost some sleep, but you know, we would have started 15% up basically. This thing's above $1. If this thing keeps breaking, if this thing holds its highs, it can go for quite some time, I would say. I was looking for NSYS to crash a little bit more this morning, but it didn't. So there we have it. The phone was making some weird noises. Okay. NSYS is a bit selling off. I don't think I'm going to be buying this one. I was really looking for a morning panic on this one. How come the only thing I was looking at did a morning panic, or the only trade that I was in did a morning panic? Everything just did a morning rally. This freaking gave me a morning heart attack. That's what it did. The one thing I don't like about this trade, and I'll tell you right now, is the amount of risk I took. And I don't think I'm going to be doing overnights really ever. Maybe I'll do another gun pattern if I see some things aligning, but we were down 7.5% at one point. So in the future, we're going to be trading with $10,000 position size. That means I would have been down $750 for a split second, or for about 2 minutes. That's not really that fun. So, you know, and if that opened 10, 20% down, we would have had an even worse time. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really something I want to be doing, but let's see what happens. I think if I just study the pattern more and really get comfortable with it, then I don't see why I wouldn't do overnights, but yeah. I think SCOR is holding its highs very well, and you know, this could actually be another trade. I think I'm going to be watching this one for a little bit. Pretty cool though. We already got a little one trade in. It's good fun. It's kind of fun when the market opens and you're in a trade, but we're not trading for fun. It's super fun. Trading is super fun, but that's not a strategy. That is definitely not a strategy. 3.85 I think could be a good support zone. A lot of activity in it. General 3.8 area. I would probably look to actually enter this one again, create alert near 3.6 actually. That's might be just my overly conservative attitude, but I think that could be CLVS. It can go to 8.5. Yeah, you're right. And this my morning watch list, I said, you know, I think 7.5 is a very realistic target for today. And if it breaks, and there's some resistance around there, if it breaks 7.5, it could definitely go to 8.5. Next major resistance is a bit above 10, I think it was. Where's this dip coming from, huh? If we got an entry at 3.67, there's big support, or at least potential support at 3.62. If we went below that, I would definitely be looking for an exit as soon as possible. But I think this kind of sell-off could be due for a bounce. Got to be cautious though. These things can really crash hard. Even that 3.85 area that I was thinking about got completely crushed. Pretty good week so far. Definitely the best week since we started the 25K challenge. But all it takes is one bad trade, so we got to constantly make sure our risk management is in place. We're only really taking trades that really fit our trading style, number one, and our thesis. So we stick to our trading thesis. You got to remember, we all have different trading styles. I think that was a big thing that I learned when I first started trading. I was following so many different traders and I was getting a little overwhelmed. And then I realized I love buying dips. That's just what I like to do. Some people hate buying dips. Some people like buying breakouts. I am a horrible breakout buyer, and I have no shame in saying that. I somehow always buy the fake out. Not saying I'm a great dip buyer, but I just feel more comfortable with it. To me, it just kind of makes more sense. Looks like 3.75, 3.76. A lot of support came in. I think this thing can bounce pretty hard. Bounces are weak though. Volume in general is a bit weak. SCOR 2.1. We got XNet actually flying in terms of volume. And we have FCEL. Good morning, Heiko. Good morning. How's Orlando? How's the weather? I was just there. It's like a month ago at the Trader Investor Summit in September, so like 2 months ago. You know what? I think we missed this bounce, to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to see a bounce all the way down to where my limit order is. That just might have been a little bit too aggressive on my end. Go ahead and move this up a little bit. 79. Let's maybe put it to 77. If you guys want to see some really good fishing, go over to South Florida Fishing Channel. That's my brother. He's got a pretty dope fishing channel down there in the Keys in Florida. By the way, Heiko, check out the message I sent you on Telegram. I need a response as soon as possible. What I'm looking for is a bit of a VWAP bounce. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and move this back down. I don't want to be chasing, and for some reason I feel like I would be chasing right at this point. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You know, right away when I saw this green candle, I was thinking we missed this bounce. We missed it by just a little bit. Here you can see 3.75. It has a nice sound to it. I've noticed in my trading career that traders like those numbers that just somehow make sense. Like 3.75. I mean, that's like 3 times 3/4 is the answer. It's weird. I don't know. Have fun at the DEMA show. If you meet a trader, send them my way. I'm going to go ahead. We have an alert here, so if the price goes down, we will be notified. Let's check out some of these other things that we are trading today. NSYS, where is that at? Just kind of selling off, but I think it's really finding some support here in this $4 area. I think it could be a really nice trade, actually. Okay, right as I say that, it cracks. Well, there you have it. Guys, always make your own decisions. Don't base any of your trades off of something I say. We all have different trading strategies. And there's just so many reasons to enter and exit a trade. You have to know that reason for yourself. No one can ever tell you that. I get so frustrated when I see, you know, in some sort of Facebook group or some sort of Discord chat, you know, if someone's asking, you know, should I take this trade? It's basically the worst question you can ask. Only you can answer that question. Now, if you had a very specific question, such as fundamentally, I've done my research, but what does this mean? That's a different question. That's something that somebody could objectively and subjectively answer. But nobody can tell you to take a trade or not. NSYS, I really like the how quick it is. But check out how dry the volume is. So the volume today basically disappeared. Keep that in mind. This thing could just be fading all day. FCEL, I haven't really been watching it today. It is crackle-lacking. Not really something that I would want to be part of. I must say though, this 0.85 area is quite intriguing. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put that on my chart. I'm going to also put a little alert below it as well. So maybe create an alert. Maybe there's going to be some price action there at one point. All right, we got another. Let's keep trading for maybe another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap up the live stream unless we get into a trade. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up there. And then I myself might keep trading for another hour. But I value your guys' time, and I super appreciate that you guys come in for this. I think it's really good fun and a good environment where you can all learn from each other. CLVS, interesting support zone here right under 4. Actually, maybe even closer to 6.45, but I'm just going to go ahead and create an alert there. These are just different entries I'm looking for. You know what we didn't even do today? We didn't even do the scanner. How whack is that? SNAA, SNNA. Not I say that one wrong all the time. Up S, and I'm gonna go ahead and look at that one. Let's see, go mark that now. Again, let me know if you guys are interested in a video of the watch list. I think it's quite intuitive, and I lay down all the things in the forum. But if you guys are interested in it, you know, I'd be happy to make a video about it specifically. But for now, I don't think I will, unless there's, you know, sincere interest in it. I like the volume here on XCUR. I'm gonna mark this one, $3. I really like what we're seeing on 230 market cap, XCUR. What do we got cracking on this one? Ooh, what do we got? Give me a trade. Ooh, okay. Interesting zone right here at the $3. Really interesting zone. And since we cracked below it, I'm actually kind of, our app is hung up on something. I'm a little skeptical about this one. I think since we cracked below it, we might just keep that dip going. I think at 2.69, there's secondary support. I'm gonna go ahead and identify that. I'm gonna put a little alert here if we dip under it. Actually, I didn't even put that one on our list. XCUR. And let's check out SNNA. Kind of similar craziness that we're seeing. I love that you can see the past trades on these. It just makes me so happy somehow. After trading crypto for so long, and you know, those markets, they're just so inefficient. The exchanges are a disaster. Everything is just a disaster. And then you trade equities, and you're wondering, am I in heaven? Did I die and wake up in heaven? That's how I feel every day when I trade equities. Don't get me wrong, I do like trading crypto, and I will continue to do so. I think there's so many good opportunities in them, and when I trade them, I also feel like I'm doing something really unique and interesting. But you know, the markets are way more inefficient. There's not as much volume. The exchanges, there's just glitches everywhere. The fees are super high. So there's just all these, it's kind of like trading with a handicap. And I have a crypto trading program. So I'm not, you know, like I'm not just talking good about it just because that would maybe get me more sales or something. I think that's a great thing to trade. I'm going to continue to do so, but at the same time, it's much harder, I would say. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed my super rant. Sorry about that. It's good to stimulate the mind with some other thoughts sometimes when you're looking for other trades. So right now we're looking at NSYS. I think this one's a really big potential. And I would love if this one cracked down below 3.75. SCOR, I don't know. I have an order ready to go, but I don't know. Right now, it's I'm going to go ahead and remove my order, I think. I'm going to put my alert a little bit lower as well. I think a bounce in this area, for some reason, I don't think I would be as comfortable as I was in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this trade. Let's see what happens. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but right now we were rejected from the $4 area, and I don't know if that's something I want to play with anymore. CLVS is dipping really hard. I'm going to go ahead and put an order here. 200 CLVS. Move this down a little bit. CLVS is also a bit overextended, but you know, if it dips down, I think we could find some good support in this area. It is a green trade. What are you talking about, FCEL? I wasn't mean. Did you think maybe you misheard me, or maybe I said something wrong? I was congratulating you. I said that was a super awesome trade. I unfortunately missed it. I was super busy, so I said sorry. I wasn't able to check it out when you were talking about it earlier. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Communication error on my end. Sorry about that. That there was a misunderstanding. I think we might get a big bounce here at 6.37. There's a definitely good chance. We had multiple bottoms, multiple bounces off of it. I'm not gonna go for it because I am just way too conservative, and I miss so many trades because I'm too conservative. But hey, if we get that secondary bounce, then I would be really happy. Oh, no, I was happy about my trade too. I was just a little, you know, I was a little upset that I held it so long at the same time. We were down 8%. That's way past my usual risk level. So yeah, we made a green trade, but I broke some rules, and you don't really feel good about that sometimes. And the only reason I held it so long is because we're trading with a tiny position size, and it really didn't matter. I mean, you know, we were down 8%, but we were down like $50 or something like that. It looks like this might crack, honestly. Here it goes. Nope, buyers came in, they held it. 6.4, it's reversing. Nope. If you're talking about this study, I only trade with a VWAP, and that's it. And I try not to base trades off of VWAP. I just look at simple support and resistance really is my main deciding factor above anything else. But I do identify that VWAP is very popular amongst traders. And because of that, sometimes it's a really good reference point. I don't know. I've never really used them, to be honest with you. I think there's some really good and interesting indicators out there. But what I've noticed with indicators is that you got to focus on a few and really stick to them. And there's almost no better indicator out there than price and volume. Some people might think I'm completely wrong, and that's fine, to each their own. I just like price and volume. It's really clean. Even the VWAP sometimes stresses me out a little bit because, I mean, it's definitely in there. It's in your chart. It's in your face, and I don't know how I feel about that. I might remove my limit order on NSYS. I don't like the fact that I'm watching two different stocks right now, but I do like the potential entries in both of them, so we'll see what happens. Template. At the template, let me think about that for a second. Which template? Am I overlooking something where you can place buy and you have sell order? Template, that template. You know, I always want to use this, but I don't use the join the bid too much. I was watching actually a lot of videos, and I was I was quite impressed how active some traders use it in a very aggressive manner. Join the bid, sell the ask. I think that's really cool. I think maybe I'm just a little rusty, and eventually I'll get there. But at the moment, I also feel like a caveman when I place orders. Like, oh, let me place an order. It takes forever. I think in the next few weeks, I'm going to be focusing on hotkeys. I'm going to be focusing on optimizing my template a little bit and all those things. At the moment, I definitely understand and realize that I'm a little inefficient in my trading. Yeah, I think it's great. I think Angel, I mean, it's a really good point, and I think there's a lot I can improve. Yeah, just baby steps, I guess. I don't know. I'll get there at one point. You know, CLVS would have actually been a really good trade at that bounce level, and I'll tell you why. We had this big support here at 6.38, 6.37, and from the VWAP perspective, we were down, okay, about like 6%. Okay, that's not too great, but lower end of the VWAP. General bounce zones here. We had this former high here. You just kind of see it, kind of like that. But yeah, I kind of missed that one. Where are you from, by the way? What's your first language, I guess you can say? English is also not my first language. So I feel the struggle, although I've been speaking English since I was a kid, so. Well, we definitely missed the CLVS bounce, but you know, it's not as crazy volatile in terms of, you know, quick 8-10%. I mean, this whole entire run right here was 8%. So I'm not upset that we missed it. You know, I didn't want to reach too much. SNNA is looking like there's going to be a dip amongst dips, dip central. Romania, very cool. I've never been to Romania. I've been to almost every country around it, but I haven't been to Romania itself. I have a really good friend, Eli, from Romania. Just by the look of SNNA, I feel that there's going to be a big dip. I might be entirely wrong, but I don't think I would be going long. So nice. That's the best thing you could do. That's the only thing you can do. Just learn every day and grow your account. So when you have a big gap down like this, that means there's some serious dilution going in, and I've rarely seen any of these gaps get filled. This isn't futures or anything. This is just you just got to remember, this is a major area of sellers because there was some new financing or something like that. A lot of new shares were created and they were dumped into the market. So I don't know what happened in SNNA's case. I would have to look that up again. But I'm going to go ahead and put an alert here, create an alert. I think a dip below this area could be really interesting. $2.7. I'm looking at that 2.7 zone. Walmart earnings beat expectations. Market's mostly flat. Wall Street set for losses. Welcome everyone that's new, by the way. Glad to have you here. We do these live streams every day of the week. Well, every day the market's open, usually around 9:10, and then 30 to 45 minutes of the market open. So usually around an hour, give or take, depending if we're on any trades or how the market's looking. And then we wrap it up there. So you guys can see some live trading. You could also see me building the watch list, or at least reviewing the watch list, since I usually build it ahead of time. I think XCUR could be a really interesting pick. I'm going to go ahead and create another alert. Say below. And I'm going to put a buy order here actually as well. Confirm and send. Do I think FCELL will be a good long-term investment? You mean FCEL? Honestly, fundamentally, I don't know anything about the company, so I have no idea. As a trade, as a day trade, I like the volume, I like the volatility, I like a lot of stuff about it. I missed a lot of the run-up yesterday, but as an investment, I think most of the things that we day trade, I wouldn't invest in personally, but sometimes they're really good companies. But oftentimes, especially, OTCs and stuff like that, you just got a whole mix of nonsense out there. This could really be a great dip buy later today. I have so many alerts out and potential limit orders. Whew, it almost makes me feel uncomfortable. We got another 6 weeks where we're just going to be practicing, everything from what Angel was talking about. We're going to be practicing just getting in and out of trades faster, or, maybe using some hotkeys, just little stuff like that. I'm a little rusty still with Thinkorswim, so I just want to really make that more efficient. And then we're going to start, building up our position sizes. And then, our goal is to get to those $10,000 position sizes. If you guys want to learn everything about the $25,000 challenge, go ahead and check out I think 3 videos ago, I came out with the video. I came out with it on Tuesday. So it should be 3 videos ago. And that's basically, it's a bit long of a video, but I go through everything that we are doing. I go through my strategy, what our goals are, and all that good fun stuff. So definitely check out that video if you want to learn more about it. Markets are basically neutral today. XCUR looks like it might sell off any second. NSYS, I'm going to go ahead and remove my limit order. I don't feel comfortable with it anymore. I don't like the fact that I have 3 limit orders out and I don't know all my current potential trades. CLVS, like I said before, we missed this bounce. Big support zone. I was a bit blind to it, but ultimately the fact that there's just not that much, there's a lot of volume, but there's just not a lot of movement in terms of percentages. So, even these big runs are only about 8%. So XCUR was a good potential there. SNNA, I do like some serious dip potential on this one. I don't know. Other than that, I haven't really been checking the scanner all too much. Galaxy, not even moving. 6.8. There we go. ASTC could be kind of interesting. I think ASTC, I'm going to mark this one, or look it up a little bit later today. ASTC. Let's check out what's going on here. I think I have kind of enough stuff in my scanner. Oh, SNAA is moving. SNNA. I say it wrong every time. We traded this a few weeks ago. Nice little trade there. I think this 0.3 area is going to be major support, and we might see a nice bounce off of it. If that support does not hold, though, I guarantee you this thing will rip, and this thing will just crash so hard. But, you know, there's a good chance it's going to hold. See, this thing bounces way more. So CLVS, you know, barely does 2% on a big bounce. This thing in just 1 second did 8%, or, you know, maybe 10 seconds. So that's way more activity. I'm going to go ahead and create an alert here. I'm going to be very conservative with this one. Dude, 10 million market cap. Whew, I wonder what their float is like. Really be careful with this one. This one can move like a spaceship. If this thing dips down, though, I wouldn't mind dip buying it at one point. I think XCUR, there's still big potential for this one to be a really nice trade. All right, guys, we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. This is usually more than I want to go for, so I'm going to wrap up the live stream with that. We got limit orders on all fronts, so there's a good chance that I'm going to be in a trade a little bit later. So if there is any trades, you're going to see it in the pinned comment below. I'm going to just talk about it. And remember, in the Trade to Win forum thread, you're going to be able to see everything that I'm doing, all my trades. I just document everything there first. All right, guys, the market's moving, so my eyes are on the market. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9:10, 9:15. Stay safe, guys, and make some awesome trades. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.